It's the original, the OG Google Pixel Fold running Android 15. And I gotta say, it took, 16 months for this device to feel complete. But it finally has a sense that this is a finished product to it. And I tell you, link in the description does help the channel. When you're talking Amazon renewed $600, starts to become a little something, starts to have a little value there, which is not something I could have said about the Pixel Fold a year ago when it was first released. So let's talk about Android 15 on it. I'm not going to leave any suspense. I'm going to knock over the plant, but I'm not going to leave any suspense. The one that I've been whining about, and others have as well, for over a year now, something that was promised on Android 14 that just never happened. App pairs have come to the Google Pixel Fold. Love it. Nothing revolutionary, nothing mind-blowing here. No open, not even OnePlus open canvas. You're not floating between multiple apps here. You're not swiping. It is pretty much the multitasking that Samsung has been giving us since 2017. But you know what? I'll take it. Because sometimes you just need something, and on a device like this, when you have such a landscape-dominant internal display where you're thinking about using this for multitasking, for productivity purposes, having something like app pairs would seem to me pretty basic. But apparently Google didn't think that way, but there it is. You do it exactly how you'd think. You basically, we'll go ahead and open it up here. App pairs are here. So we're good to go, right? So we got app pairs here on one side. We got all the stuff that you could possibly imagine here back and forth. And then we kind of go through and scroll through Instagram. And then we got to scroll up here, hold it. And that's how you get the save app pair there, is how you go ahead and do that. So you're going to open up two individual apps. You're going to swipe up, hold it like you're doing the regular multitasking, and get yourself there the two apps that you can have. So fantastic, absolutely fantastic there that you get app pairs. Because let me tell you something. On the whole, I love the hardware of the Pixel Fold. I love the kind of squat stance of it. I like the wider outer display. I like the landscape dominant internal display. I think it offers something different from the other foldables. It's part of why I'm as disappointed as I am that Google opted for something different that was basically like every other manufacturer was giving us when they released the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I hate that it went somewhat looking like a OnePlus Open. I hate that they basically went with the taller aspect ratio that you get already with your Z Fold devices. I thought Google had something unique here and had a lot to offer and could have given us something really special with the software experience. It's not the glow up that the Microsoft Surface Duo had when the Duo 2 was released. It is not the multitasking experience that the Surface Duo has that I wish would have been adopted by Google for the Pixel Fold because of the landscape dominant nature of it. You could have had two individual apps running on either side of this display. You could have had the ability to swipe up an individual app in multitasking and then go ahead, have the app drawer pull up, and you could go ahead and pull up another one. Those are things that could have been possible that we had with the Surface Duo. Didn't happen here. However, I am glad that Google didn't completely abandon this device, and it seems like the things that Google's implemented for the 9 Pro Fold and for larger form factors in general, like the tablets, have trickled down and helped out the usability of the Pixel Fold. So let's go ahead and open Instagram here because I want to show you something else. Nice Nintendo 64s. You got a nice stretched app experience here, exactly what we wanted from the beginning, also on the Pixel Fold, but we got it, better late than never. But I'm doing this, right? This is nice. I'm going to go ahead and close this. I'm going to go ahead and swipe, and boom, without unlocking, without doing anything, I'm able to continue whatever I was doing on the internal display on the external display. So basically stealing a page out of OnePlus's book with the OnePlus Open, I'm able to now seamlessly go between the internal and external display here and not have any issues. It opens up the app. I don't have to close it. I don't have to say, while I'm closing the one, forget it, like Samsung, where you have to close it on the external and reopen it, all that mess. I can just kind of seamlessly go between these devices. And you could even set it where I don't even have to swipe. You could set it where it just opens up and lights up the external display with whatever you were doing on the internal display without having to do an additional step. I just have it where you have to swipe, but I really like that experience. It really just helps the continuity of the device. It feels like it was a device that was engineered together. It feels like it was meant to be a folding phone and not just a smartphone and a tablet unceremoniously glued together. That's the experience that I wanted from the beginning, and now Android 15 is at least giving me part of that. Battery life seems to be improved. I didn't really... The Tensor 2, when it first came out, the battery life on the Google Pixel Fold was awful on release. If you got 5 hours, you were lucky. I feel like that was a Tensor 2 problem, much like the first generation Tensor, because my 7a had the same exact issue. I struggled with battery life on my 7a. Same thing. So, as time went on and the updates went on, Google was able to help out the battery life on the 7a and this device as well. It didn't stay at 5 hours of screen on time forever. It inched towards at least 6, which I think would be minimum. And that's with using mostly the outer display, because the outer display is so good. You could definitely get by an entire day on the outer display on the Pixel Fold 90% of the time. That's what makes this device so appealing. But Android 15, battery drain is significantly better. Barely noticed any. Overnight, you're not going to notice these huge 10% drops. Better battery life in general. I've just noticed a significantly better power management under Android 15 than I had under Android 14. So you add it all together, right? App pairs, better multitasking, better switching between the displays, seamless experience between the displays, better battery life, $600 on Amazon Renewed. Now we're starting to build a case here for this device that wasn't there a year ago when it was close to $1,800. You're starting to get some value. Then all the Pixel stuff comes in. Then all the nice camera stuff comes in. Then Circle the Search comes in. Then the fact that you could get Gemini Live on here comes in. All the Pixel extras now playing. All those things start to add up into a pretty darn good experience when you consider this device now on Android 15. And I love the form factor. This would be the device, the foldable, that I would be carrying around. This would have been my favorite foldable from the beginning if we had just had some of these things that Google needed to add. So the value's there. The performance is there. A Tensor G2 is still going to be fine for most of you. Are you going to be gaming a lot on this thing? No. Is it still annoying that the crease is here in the middle of it and it doesn't fold flat and there's all the different things? Is it shiny as could be? And when you go outside, yes, you're basically looking into a mirror. But those things get forgiven at $600, $700 that are not forgiven at $1,800. So don't think about you being spurned by this device already. If you bought it at full price and you're just now getting kind of the experience that you wanted, absolutely be mad. I've been mad. I've been screaming about this device for a year. But now, if you look at it objectively, you just kind of be fair as fair, judge what's in front of you. The Pixel Fold is now probably one of the best deals in foldables. If you could get your hands on a decent example for around $600 or $700, you're getting a lot here. Other people went through the wall first for you so that you could live with a darn good device for a decent price on a folding phone now in 2024. So, take that under advisement. Know that there has been a significant glow up on this device. Is it revolutionary? Is it game changing? Is it a fundamentally different UI experience? No. But it is something that you might want to look at and pick up, because let me tell you something. You put one of these in your hands, this is a premium feeling device. It's got good heft to it. The hinge feels amazing. It's just overall, I just love the way I could palm it. I love the way I could use the outer display. I was ready to love this thing when it came out. So that's why I was just so disappointed that some of the basic things that Samsung has been giving us since 2017 were not on this device. And how they couldn't implement app pairs for a year was beyond me. However, that's all in the past. If you own one of these, don't walk. Upgrade to Android 15. If you've been thinking about a foldable, but you can't stomach those $1,800 price tags, might want to pick yourself up a Pixel Fold. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.